tradition of racing at the highest level. Here we go then. Karts on track. The back of your screen you can see the mechanics all scrambling for the best place on the viewing platform. We'll take you through the grid. So it is Zagazzetta and Taylor on row 1, Spendler and Vanterhoff on row 2, Goldstein and Rasmus Jansson from Sweden on row number 3. Rasmus, the older brother of Casper Jansson, who we've just seen in X30 Mini. Enzo Juli from France and Josh Dufek from Germany are on row number 4. Tyler Reid from the UK and Ossi Peltola from Finland on row number 5. Chris Lullum, the defending champion in kart number 1. He starts on row 6 alongside the man who was quickest of all in qualifying prior to his penalty, number 53, Tour Stalmans from Belgium. Luis Delbart from Belgium and Masatora Wada from Japan are on row 7. Daniel Traeger from Denmark and Senna Eckers from the Netherlands are on row 8. Flynn Jacques from Australia and Eduardo Cosseteng from the Philippines are on row number 9. Angus Moolsdale from the UK and Jason Leung from Canada are on row number 10. Rimo Kadapik from Estonia and Juna Oskari Jurika from Finland are on row number 11. Matthias Salonen from Finland and Christian Wilken from Germany on row 12. And on row number 13, Auturi Malin from Finland and the young lady from Italy, Sara Tabacci. They round out your 26 strong grid. 10 different chassis brands represented, 15 nations in total, but it is the only driver in the paddock from Peru. Number 8, there he is with that pink and white kart, Matthias Zagazzetta, who starts from pole position. The multicoloured green, blue, yellow and black Fullerton kart of Joseph Taylor, number 44, alongside. Then you have the teammate to Zagazzetta, Evan Spendler, on the inside of row number 2, and the familiar black and orange of CRG's Delano Vanterhoff on the outside of row 2. 26 drivers come to the line. Do we have a clean start? The first time of asking. I believe we do. 8 laps of racing get underway. Are we going to get everyone round turn 1 cleanly? Joseph Taylor running a little bit wide, but a couple of drivers collected there at the back. Oh, there's 3 drivers all locked together. The marshalling team are scrambling. That's the number 42 kart is one of those, and unfortunately that is the PDB racing driver, Canada's Jason Leung there, up and out of his kart, the driver from Richmond in British Columbia, one of 2 drivers that are locked together. They both managed to get themselves going. The rest of the field stream into the Button Complex, and it is Matthias Zagazzetta who leads the way into second place. That is, I believe, Ellie Goldstein or even Evan Spendler. There is Joseph Taylor in third. And Taylor had to run a little bit wide, getting past there by Chris Lullum. So Lullum from the 6th row of the grid picking up a place there, and the top 2 have broken clear. In fact, it's Lullum in 5th, so Taylor has dropped to 6th, Vanterhoff down to 7th, and it's the number 19 kart. An excellent start from Enzo Juli from the inside of the 4th row, the Frenchman from Montpellier, chasing Zagazzetta as they go out towards turn number 5 on lap number 2 of 8. Now, can these 2 continue their breakaway? Behind them, it is Ellie Goldstein in 3rd, Evan Spendler 4th. Then it's Chris Lullum. Lullum, quickest of all through the first sector of this lap, and he's being chased by Joseph Taylor and Delano Vanterhoff. Zagazzetta into turn number 9, being chased by Enzo Juli. Well, will Juli be content to sit behind the race leader? He'll judge. He's taken a lap now to see how quick Zagazzetta is going. Does Juli need to make a move, or is Zagazzetta going quick enough now? Juli looks over his shoulder. He sees that Goldstein is closing and has a little jink to the inside, but Zagazzetta cuts him off through turn number 2 now. In 4th and 5th place, Spendler and Lullum. There, the Pierce Sexton Racing kart number 1 of Christopher Lullum, as Goldstein looks to the inside of Juli, and that was the problem that Juli had, and he's been pushed wide. He's down to 5th position, so Juli didn't make the move going into turn number 1. Zagazzetta obviously not quick enough to pull away, and Juli now finds himself down in 5th position. So it's Zagazzetta now trying to fend off the fast approaching number 48 kart of Ellie Goldstein. And Goldstein using a Cosmic chassis. It's the purple and white liveried kart into turn number 11. There goes Goldstein to the inside. A late lunge, and can he get the job done? Well, he's side by side. He's going to squeeze Zagazzetta out. Perfect manoeuvre. Now Zagazzetta's got to defend against Chris Lullam. So Lullam's made good progress, and the number 1 plate kart moves into P2. So Goldstein there, perfectly executed manoeuvre. Oh, and Evan Spendler making a move on his teammate there. Spendler through turn number 3. So Zagazzetta, the pole man, an early leader, now slips back to 5th position. He's lost his momentum. Taylor goes through as well. Now Mateus just needs to refocus and try not to lose any more places behind him. That's Dylan Van 't Hoft making a move to the inside, and behind him that's Tur Stalmans in 8th place, trying to make his way up through the pack. So Stalmans, fastest in qualifying yesterday before his penalty, struggling to make progress. He started on the 6th row with Chris Lullam, but Lullam is up into P2 and Stalmans is still down in 7th or 8th place, and he's behind his fellow CRG pilot Delano Van 't Hoff as the leaders begin lap number 5 with Ellie Goldstein leading, but not for much longer, as Lullam, calm as you like, slides at the inside, going into turn number 1 to take over the lead. Now through the infield section, through turns 3 and 4, Lullam will try and break away. Goldstein, I think, will recognise that Lullam, having the number 1 plate, knows what he's doing. So you try and follow Lullam and try and squeeze away from the rest of the pack. There's a move going down the back straight. That looked like Enzo Juli trying to fend off Luis Delbart. And Juli, well, he may be regretting not making the move on Mateus Zagazzetta when he could, because he now finds himself mired outside the top 6. Lullam looks like he's able to pull away ever so slightly from Goldstein. The gap, 3 kart lengths as they complete lap number 5. Spendler in the number 33 kart is 3rd. Then it's the 44 of Taylor. Then it's Zagazzetta, followed by Stalmans, and Stalmans has got Van 't Hoff and Julie behind. The rest of the field flooding through your screen now. A couple of drivers down there at the back recovering from that earlier incident. Christian Wilkin is 24th at the moment. Daniel Traeger is 23rd, and Jason Leung, one of the drivers that was locked together at the start. Flynn Jacques sadly has retired, so Flynn Jacques, the Australian driver, is out of the running. But 25 of the karts that started this race still going. Lullam leads by 5 kart lengths, but look at Evan Spendler. Evan Spendler closing in on 2nd place driver Ellie Goldstein. Now, is Spenley close enough to get a slipstream? Not through this section. He needs to just not make a mistake through turns 2 and 3. Well, let's have a look. Is he going to make a move? No, he's not making a move there, but he's got to get this corner and the next corner right to make sure that he is in Goldstein's slipstream for the run down the back straight. Goldstein trying to hang on to Chris Lullam as they go down the back straight now. You can see Spendler tucking down behind the NASA panel to try and stay in the draft, as it were. Taylor there in 4th place. There's a gap of about 15 kart lengths between the top 3 and Taylor in 4th. And Taylor has got Zagazzetta, Stalmans, then Van 't Hoff, Julie, Delbart, Tyler Reed in 10th place in the number 22 kart. Then it's Josh Dufek, Rasmus Janssen, Ossi Peltola, Angus Mooresdale and Senna Eckers. That's your top 15. Masatori Wada, the Japanese driver who was fastest in warm-up this morning, is only 17th as things stand. And Taylor having to defend ever so slightly as we go across the line. Zagazzetta making his presence known. We're on to lap number 8. So this is the final lap, I believe. Apologies, we've lost the lap scoring from the screen, but Taylor checking over his shoulder, holding the middle line. Don't forget, Joseph Taylor in the number 44 kart, only turned 12 a couple of weeks ago, youngest driver in the class. This is his first big event in the X30 Junior. Lullam, though, at the other end of the experience scale, with that number 1 plate on his kart, has just about done enough as they come through turn number 9 at the moment. 2 corners to go, turn 10. Ellie Goldstein is not going to catch Chris Lullam. Lullam doesn't need to defend as they go through the final corner. The checkered flag awaits. Chris Lulham begins his title defence with a victory, and a well-deserved victory at that, from the 6th row of the grid. The Piers Sexton Racing driver takes the win, with Ellie Goldstein from Belgium at his local circuit finishing a very strong second. And that man there, very impressive from Evan Spenler, made the move to the UK last year, having done most of his racing obviously in his home country of France, and he's showing that he is ready to enter the international stage and do it successfully. Joseph Taylor has got to be impressed with that. 4th place in his first X30 Junior event. Lulham slowing down, and there's Taylor, and he held off Tour Stalmans. So at the end of the race, Tour Stalmans in cart number 53 passed Matthias Zagazeta for 5th. So Zagazeta started from pole, but a top 6 finish nonetheless. Delano Wanthoff